All right. So for getting started in Command, before you ever actually do anything or go to Command, you want to make sure that you have Google Chrome downloaded on your computer. The Command platform is built on Google systems, so it's going to make it a lot easier for you to use Google Chrome. If you use Safari or Firefox or Internet Explorer, you will still be able to access Command, but you'll get random things that don't work and random error messages. So I would just recommend go ahead and just use Google Chrome every time you want to use Command. So I'm going to start here. I have my Google Chrome browser open. It just defaults to google.com, and I'm going to go to agent.kw.com. And that is the website that I want to bookmark to log into Command. From here, just log in using your KW login information. It's not going to be your email address. This is going to be your actual username and then a password that Amy should have provided you with when you got started here at the office. This is going to be the same login information as mykw.kw.com. So I'm going to click sign in. And here we have our Command home screen. Now there's a lot of information here, so we're going to talk through everything in the layout so that way you know exactly what it is that we are looking at. The way I want to do this morning is I'm going to start over here in the top left-hand corner and then kind of work my way down, work my way across the top towards the right, and then we'll do a quick overview of the icons on the left-hand side and then the information here on the front homepage. So up in the top left-hand corner, we have this red KW or this red square with the white KW logo. You can click on this, and this is going to expand the menu in the left-hand side so you can read through what the names of all the different icons are. Click it again, and it'll minimize it just there so you can more easily read what the different applets are in Command. To the right of that is Command. And this is going to be your main CRM where you manage your business, your contacts, your database, run any maybe Facebook ads, as well as submit all of your paperwork for compliance review whenever you go under contract. To the right of that is Connect. So if you click on Connect, that'll take you into the Connect platform. At the moment, this is probably only like 50% of the way built out. There is a separate website called, kwconnect.com, and this interface is going to replace that. And the idea is that Connect within Command is going to be kind of more of a social connectivity hub between different offices, agents, intra-office. Right now, we have the KWFA Mission Control Facebook page. The idea is that this Connect page here can replace that, so all of that sharing of information, posting new listings, asking for help can all take place right here within Command. You'll notice that you will be automatically assigned to two different groups, the Atlanta Sandy Springs, so that's the first Atlanta office, as well as the Southeast region. So you can click between the two to see what posts and information are being shared. This is the Southeast region. You can see it's not a ton, not really built out yet, which is fine. They kind of put this on the back burner to make sure that everything in Command was actually operating as it was intended. And then over here on the right-hand side, we have this the link to kwconnect.com. So if you want to go to the fully built out Connect, here's where it is. Lots of information, lots of recorded classes, and documents that you may want to use. So check it out. Let me close this. To the right up here in this top ribbon, I have Command MC. You will not have that button there. That stands for Command Market Center. Since I am a part of the office staff, I do have the Command Market Center capability. So you will not see that. So I'm going to click back over here into Command. This will take me back to my Command home screen. And then scrolling over to the right, I have this icon that looks like a little shop, a little storefront. If I roll my mouse over it, it says Marketplace. I'm going to click on this, and this takes me to the KW Marketplace. Now, Command is a single system. However, knowing that agents use a lot of third-party apps and other management systems, the labs team has created the ability for Command to connect to these other systems. If you want to use any of those systems, you can find them here in the marketplace. So if you want to, for instance, you could add Twilio, or if you use property-based leads, you can add that. So that way, if you use that property-based system, those leads can come right into your Command, and that way everything is just synced and streamlined for you. You can scroll through, there's a lot of different options here. Up at the top, you can, search by category, you can search by name. If you enroll and use any of the apps, you can click here and go to My Apps, and it'll show you a list of all the apps that you use. So you can see here, I have Twilio, Earnest, some DocuSign stuff, and then setup guide. So check that out. This is where you go if you want to find any other add-on systems that you want to add to Command. So we go back over here to Command. To the right of the marketplace icon is a bell, and you'll notice I have a red dot there. This is the notification center. So anytime that you have a new lead that comes into Command, you have Lynn or Alita have reviewed your documents and they have feedback, a transaction has closed, or any type of notification, you will get notified here. And the red dot lets you know that you have a new notification. So if I click on this here, it's going to let me know what my notification that I have a Twilio credit rollover. So if you also have the Kelly app downloaded on your phone, you will also get a notification on the Kelly app as well. So I'd recommend that you download the Kelly app. If you have any questions about that, let me know. I'm happy to talk to you about that one-on-one. But this is where you'll receive notifications in Command. To the right of that, you can see I have my picture and my name. I'm going to click here. You probably don't, if you haven't added a picture yet, it'll just be your initials. But where you see your name, there's a drop-down menu, and there's a lot of different options here. So we're going to go through each one of these. The first one here, I have other accounts, and you can see it says Nicholas Core Real Estate Group. So I have a team set up, and this is really just so I can train on it. If you were a part of a team, you would have that team name here. So that way you can switch between your personal Command environment as well as the team environment. If you're not on a team, don't worry about it. You're not missing anything. Below that, we have Profile, and you can click on Profile, and this is going to be your KW Connect profile. It's going to provide just a quick overview of you as an agent. It's going to show some of your activity, your information over here on the left-hand side, and a bio. And this is really going to be that profile that other agents, other KW agents can read and find if they're looking for a referral agent in Atlanta. So if they're just out about looking like, oh, hey, I have a client moving to Atlanta, let me try to find an agent there. This is what they'll see. You can go through and edit this. So you can click Edit Profile, and you can update any of this information, whatever you'd like, and then save changes. One thing I want to point out here on the profile is the KWU ID, or QUID as it likes to be called. This is your KW unique identifier. So if you ever register for Bold or for Family Reunion or Mega Camp and it asks for your KWU ID, this is that number, and this is where you can find that. Very simple, right here in your profile. Any questions about anything we've gone over so far? All right. So below profile, we have settings, and this is going to be, there's a lot of settings here that we're going to walk through, but this is where you'll find the overview settings for anything from your Facebook connectivity to DocuSign to everything. So we're going to walk through that. So you'll see here, when I click on settings, it automatically goes to my general settings of my connected apps. And we'll go through the list of these apps here. So the top one here you can see is DocuSign. If you haven't connected or created a DocuSign account, you'll want to do that. If you decide you want to use DocuSign, I'm happy to answer any questions on DocuSign as well. Below that, we have Facebook Post Scheduler, and then below here we have Facebook Ads Manager. They are two different things that do something very similar. So Facebook Post Scheduling is if you would like to use command to schedule your organic Facebook posts on your behalf. So let's say every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you post something to your business page. Monday is a market update of what's been going on in the market over the last week. Every Wednesday is a recipe. And then every Friday morning, you like to share an activity that people could do that weekend. Well, you're going on vacation and you don't want to be on your computer or on Facebook to worry about, or don't want to worry about it. You can go ahead and set up for those posts to go out on those specific dates and specific times well in advance. So that way you don't have to think about it, and your followers will still get all of that same great content, and they won't be any the wiser that you were on vacation enjoying yourself. Facebook Ads Manager is if you are trying to use Facebook to add new people to your database. Ads are where you're going to be able to deliver your message to people that don't already know and like you. If you want to run your Facebook Ads Manager, you do have to have a business page, and you do have to have admin access of that business page. Below Facebook Post Scheduler, we have Porch, and this is just a third-party app that you can use if you're trying to figure out how much certain repairs will cost. If you're working with a seller, you can kind of go through, hey, from our walkthrough of the home, these are the key things that you and I talked about wanting to update. This is kind of an estimate of how much that would cost. Or if you're working with a buyer and you get your inspection report back, you can say, hey, this is kind of a quote of what we think these repairs are going to cost, and you can help negotiate your amendment to address concerns that way. Scrolling down, we have Twitter post scheduling. This is going to be the same premise as the Facebook post scheduler, in that if you use Twitter, you can go ahead and schedule your tweets out in advance. So that way you don't have to worry about it. Below here, we have Google Calendar and Gmail. So if you would like to connect your Google Calendar and Gmail to command, you can. And this is not for you to be able to send emails, but what command can do is it can read the emails that you send through your Gmail account. And so that way it'll be able to identify if you have a contact in command, and then you email someone using that same email address, it'll be able to track that correspondence. So that way, before you go to make your quarterly call, you can see, oh, okay, we emailed back and forth, and this is what the conversation was about. Same thing with Google Calendar. Let's say you schedule coffee with your database. It'll show you, oh, you had coffee with XYZ contact. So you can say, oh, hey, it's been 2 months since we got coffee. Just wanted to follow up and touch base. Below that is PieSync, and PieSync is an API feed that will connect command to third-party apps. So if you are going to use another CRM or lead generation product and you want to connect that to command, PieSync is going to be the most simple way to do that. And that just is kind of, feeds all of the information from one system into the other. There is a cost for that. And there's a bunch of different apps, so you can check out PieSync for all the different apps that they have connectivity with. Then we have Office 365. This is going to be the same idea as with Google Calendar and Gmail, that if you use Office for your email, you can have it so that way command will be able to read your messages and know when you've corresponded with contacts. Marketing automation, we have Twitter Ads Manager. Again, same idea of the Facebook Ads Manager, that if you want to use Twitter to reach people that do not currently follow you on Twitter, you would have to run ads. I'm not a big Twitter user, so I haven't connected it. And then Google AdWords. So if you want to use paid search, so SEM, search engine marketing, to get your message out there for people that are looking for realtors on Google, you can run Google AdWords directly through command. If you are a Google AdWords user and you're big in the search world, the Google AdWords capabilities within Command are fairly limited. So I do want to point that out, because if you go directly through Google, they provide a ton of advice in terms of keywords and copy that's going to enhance your placement as well as your click-throughs. You don't get any of that, that support through Command. It won't provide any of those recommended keywords or anything to you here. Below that, we have email services. So the first one here is Command Email. This is going to be the default email service used with Command. So if you sign up to send out monthly neighborhood nurtures or any smart plans, it's going to use Command Email. With Command Email, you get 5,000 free emails per month. So you can send up to 5,000 emails and not have to do anything with that. However, let's say if you have a huge database, you've been collecting contacts, names, email addresses for years, and you could send 5,000 emails in a week, you probably need to pay and upgrade your account, so that way you can accommodate the total number of emails that you want to send. There isn't anything for you to do here. You don't have to connect anything, but you do need to update and click on Manage here on the right-hand side. And you want to update your sender name. So this is the name that's going to show in my contacts email when they receive an email from me. And if they click reply, what that reply email will be. As of now, when you send an email out through Command, it kind of has like a weird mailer agent 1234@kw.com email address. But if they click reply, it would actually come directly to this email here. So be sure to update that appropriately. And then down here, it shows your monthly account usage. So how many emails have you sent out of the 5,000 this month? And if you needed to upgrade to add additional emails, you can click Manage Subscription here. Below Command Email, we have MailChimp. When Command first launched 2 years ago, MailChimp is going to be the preferred email partner. However, the way that MailChimp operates and the way that email through Command was expected to be used are not very compatible. Command is set up so that way we can send specific individualized real estate information to every single one of our contacts. So every person can receive information that's unique to them. Whereas MailChimp really focuses on sending one single message out to numerous people. So MailChimp servers could not handle the volume of emails that Command was set up to send. So while it's no longer our preferred email partner, we do still have the free MailChimp account. And with that MailChimp account, you get up to free 5,000 emails per month, 2,000 contacts, and one database in Command or in MailChimp. If you have any questions on that, let me know. I'm happy to help you set that up. There have been some major improvements to Command Email. So if you want to send out newsletters, now I would recommend using Command Email. But if you are comfortable with MailChimp, you still have that free account there as well. And then down here, we have Twilio. And Twilio is a third-party service that is used to send text messages out through Command. So if you want to send out like a Happy Halloween message, Happy Thanksgiving, Happy Mother's Day, Father's Day messages out to your database, or like, oh, hey, I have an open house this weekend, you can use Twilio for that. Or if you want to create a smart plan that will automatically send out text messages on your behalf, you can use Twilio for that. There's a cost for it. I think for 300 messages a month, it's right at like $3.16. It's pretty inexpensive, but that is a business expense. And before you spend money, you want to make sure that it's the right fit for you. I also do want to point out with Twilio that you are not able to use your own personal cell phone number. Your phone provider manages and owns that number. So there's weird laws that prevent you from using that number. So you do have to rent a number through Command or through Twilio. So you can see here's the number that I have. So whenever I send a text message out from Command, it comes from this number. isn't always preferred because I know a lot of us, we spend a lot of time cultivating these relationships with our database, and we don't want to have to then have our database add another number into their phone. But if someone asks, hey, Nick, I thought I had your cell phone number. What is this number? Just say, oh, this is a business number. You can save it. This is really what I do for business. But since you and I know each other, you can just message me on my old number and you don't have to worry about anything. It's that simple. If you want to connect more apps, you can click here and this will take you to the marketplace. Any questions on connecting any of these apps here that we have?
No.
All right. Actually, let me come over here real fast. All right. So I just wanted to make a quick update. So below these settings, we have our general settings, which is where we are right now. I'm going to click into command settings, application. Sorry, this is where we are right now. Below that, we have opportunity or contacts, contact archive, database wipe, contact tags, lead sources, and custom fields. I just want to point this out. We're going to go in depth into each one of these settings in future command trainings, especially we can go through adding contacts to your database. But I just want to point this out that this is where these are all set up. Below that, we have our connect settings and our marketing profile. This is going to be the basis of information that is pulled in to your command emails, your profile, any landing pages that you create, everything will come here from your marketing profile. Any questions about any of the settings that we've talked through so far?
No.
Perfect. All right. So up here, below settings, we have command training. I'm going to click on this and it's going to open up a new web browser. It's going to take me to KW Connect, but it's going to take me to where I can search all the different topics of information within command. If I have any questions, command login, go through. This is a great resource for you, especially as you are new to using command. So you can check this out. And then below that is to log out if you need to log out. To the right of my name, I have this circle with a question mark on it. This is a really helpful tool, so please pay attention. You will probably have to use this a handful of times. I know I've used it all the time. So if I click on here, it gives me the help and information section. And there's a lot here that is really useful. So we have guided tours. So guided tours are this cool feature that will kind of walk you through step by step, each one of the different applets in command, all the features, all the different activities that you need to do or steps that you need to take to use them. So if you click on guided tours, it's going to show you all the different applets and you can click through and say, okay, if I want to go through my contacts dashboard, I can click on this and it's going to take me on a guided tour of the contacts applet. And we're going to go through this topic in an upcoming command training, but just want to point out all of those guided tours. They are really helpful. So check them out. As you start to click around in command, whether you come here to the help and information section, or you're just clicking around in the applets directly, you'll usually see a little purple icon and that's a guided tour. And you can click on that and it will take you through that tour. There's also a guided tour of settings here, but it looks like this is getting built out. Below guided tours is Keller Williams University. And Keller Williams University is a library of information about how to do everything in command. So you can click here and it's going to show you some of the most commonly looked up information in command. But let's say if you have a question, you're like, I'm really struggling with how to, let's say, create Facebook ads. So I can just search Facebook. And it's going to pull up all these different articles on how to set up my Facebook campaign. So I can click configure your Facebook ad campaign, add a credit card. Why is my Facebook campaign generating leads? All these different articles. And I can just click on the one that makes the most sense to me. So I'll click configure your Facebook ad. It's going to show me step by step everything I need to do to configure my Facebook ad. And it has pictures here, so I know exactly what it is I'm doing. I can just scroll through, and it's very simple. It shows me a little example. Keep scrolling. Shows how to go through setting up target audiences. Get all the way down to the bottom. So I want to show you like how in-depth these KWU articles are. And then at the bottom, it has a link to learn more about Facebook, Instagram campaign receipts. Let me scroll all the way back up to the top super quickly. You can see here are some additional articles that you may want to read that could be beneficial. And then also up here in the top right-hand corner of the window, you can see there's a pop-up window icon. So you can click on this, and this is going to take you directly to KWU, and you can search for all that same information. So you can pull that information up through the help and information icon in command, or you could go directly here to answers.kw.com, which is KW University. And I can just search Facebook, and it's going to pull up those same articles just in a separate browser window. So you can see it's the same exact information over here. And then also on the left-hand side, we'll show you some other articles in this section that would be comparable or something that you may need to use as well. I will say 9 times out of 10, if you were having an issue with command or don't know how to do something, you can find it right here within KW University. So if you're working and it's 11 o'clock at night and you're trying to figure something out and I'm asleep and you need to get something in as soon as possible, come here to the help and information section and come here to Keller Williams University. I guarantee you'll be able to find it, at least find enough information to kind of get you through what it is that you need to do. And then you and I can meet the next day and go through any additional questions that you have. Below Keller Williams University is chat with support. So there are going to be times where you have some hiccups or the system isn't working properly for you. It's inevitable. It happens to everyone. I would always recommend try to check out Keller Williams University first to see if there's something that you can do that you're clicking incorrectly, or maybe they made an update to it. If that doesn't work, you can reach out to me. I'm always happy to help. We can jump on a quick Zoom call. But sometimes things are going to be a technical issue that has nothing to do with you as an agent, and that it has to do with the system is just not operating properly, at which point you're going to want to submit a support ticket. Anytime I recommend submitting a support ticket, it's going to be here with chat with support. So if I'm like, oh, hey, Gina, we talked, we can't figure it out, I would recommend go ahead and submitting a support ticket. Come here to chat with support. It's going to pop up this window in the bottom right-hand corner, and it's pop up some commonly requested information, but I don't want any of this. I want to get in touch. I want to speak directly with labs. So I'm going to click get in touch, and it gives me 2 options, live chat and leave a message. If you want to sit and wait in a queue to chat directly one-on-one with a labs advisor, you can do that. I would recommend clicking leave a message. And this will create a support ticket and an email chain back and forth between you and a labs advisor. So this way they can be updated of, hey, Nick has this issue. Things whatever's not working properly. And then I can email back and forth and I can go about my business and go on my appointments. So I'd recommend click leave a message. And then you'll fill out all of this information here as best as you can. Add any additional information. And I would recommend that if you have, if something's not working or giving you an error message, take a screenshot of it and you can add that as an attachment. The more information you're able to provide to the labs team, the better it will be. And the quicker they'll be able to correct that issue for you. Another benefit of using leave a message is that it creates an email chain back and forth. So once you submit your support ticket here through command, you'll then get an email letting you know that it's been submitted. And then when the labs advisor responds, it'll be an email back and forth. So that way it's just going to be a lot easier for you to keep track of it. And let's say if you're like, oh, hey, it's been 3 days and I haven't heard anything from my labs advisor, you can go to that email and reply and say, hey, just following up on this. And that way you can double check. And if you ever need to come back to that email because you need a refresher or the same issues come up again, you can always more easily refer to that email versus if you were to have chatted with support, you wouldn't have a record of that conversation. So that is where you submit a support ticket from here with chat with support. And then the last item here we have is post an idea. Command is built by agents for agents. There's a lot of information in this system, and that was set up because the labs team talked with handfuls of different agents at various levels of production, various levels of sizes of teams, and asked them what are the systems that they're using, how much money are they spending on them, and how could KW create something that would house all those different unique needs in one place. However, just because there's so many items and so many applets already in command doesn't mean that it is the end all be all for all agents. And the labs team is always welcome to accepting new ideas and suggestions. If you have an idea on how you can improve or make command better, or you think, there's a system, something that's missing from the system that you really enjoy using, you can click post an idea. And then here you'll be able to actually submit an idea saying, hey, labs team, this is my idea of what I think you could add to make command better. You also can come here and you can search for ideas because someone may have already submitted that idea. And you can see video capability. We'd love to see the capability to create video and designs and or uploads videos similar to BombBomb. Well, let's say that was going to be my recommendation. Well, I can come over here. Actually, okay, so here's one. Give us the ability to draw our own neighborhood boundaries. I like that. I can come over here and say, well, I don't need to resubmit a whole nother topic of this. I can just vote for this. So I'll click vote. And now I've voted for this submission here. That way as it gets more votes, it'll go higher up on the labs team's list of ideas to add to command. So always come here, add your feedback, vote for any additional or any other trends or topics here that you think would be a good fit. And that way the labs team will be made aware. Any questions on that? All right. So now that we have gone through all the information at the top, let's talk through the layout right here in our home screen. So here you can see I have a couple different blue ribbons up here. Anytime that we have any new information, oh, no worries, Gina, about your microphone. I actually think that may have been an error on my behalf. I think Zoom had incorrectly put in my microphone as something else. So, or my.
So is it? Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. That was an error on my side.
Oh, you were just trying to psych me out because you know I'm a technological disaster.
Not at all, but it was Zoom had updated my settings for my speakers.
Okay, awesome. So I'm glad my iPad has never let me down. So I'm glad to see that it wasn't that.
I apologize.
No worries. Thank you.
So up here at the top, we have these blue ribbons. So anytime there's any major updates to the system, they'll put a blue ribbon here just so that way you can call it out. So that way you're aware of it. Below that, you can see here I have my goals. And this is so when I log into command, I can see and I can know exactly where I stand versus my goals. There's a separate training on how to fill out your goals. So that way you can let the system know more or less, what your GCI goal is for the year, which then turns into a certain number of closed units and under contracts. And the system will extrapolate out the total number of leads that you need to have. And so I can log in and say, okay, wow, I have 2,600 monthly goal of new leads and I'm at 0%. And I can just then say, okay, this is what I need to do today to get towards my goal. I can also look at it from month to date and year to date to see how I'm tracking towards my goal for the whole year. To the right of that, I have recent leads. So these are going to be leads that have come in either from a Facebook campaign or that have come in from my app or that have created a profile on my KW agent webpage. So I can see them all here. So that way I can know exactly who they are and I can easily identify my, oh, new lead. I need to call this person and check in with them. Below over here on the left-hand side, we have database health. And this is just going to give you an overview of how healthy your database is. So how robust is the information for each one of your contacts? And how does that compare to other agents in my market center? So you can see here that I have 65% of my contacts have phone numbers. Oh, no, excuse me. 19% of my contacts have phone numbers, but 65% of the office's contacts have phone numbers. Oh no. Let me go back home. Hit the wrong button. So this lets me know that, hey, I need to really focus on getting those phone numbers for my database. So this could be, either through email or maybe Facebook message being like, hey, I'm updating my database. Would you mind sharing your phone number with me? Coming over to email, I can see how mine compares here. So I'm at 66%, whereas the office is at 77. Addresses, neighborhoods. This is just so I can know where I need to spend my time and what information I need to gather. I can also compare to other agents in my state, all KW agents. And this is one that I think is really great, is agents in production bracket above mine. So if I want to kind of take my business from, like mid-tier level, and I would kind of want to go past, let's say I want to sell 10+ million a year. Well, what are the agents that are selling that amount that are in production above mine? What do their databases look like? And I can see here, 59% of them have phone numbers, 78% have emails. So I'm like, all right, I really need to focus on getting those phone numbers and building out my database, because that's what's going to help drive my business to that next level. To the right of database health, we have product updates. So the lab team is constantly making updates and improvements to the system. And here's just a quick way for you to know kind of what they've been working on. So you can see here, they've made Command MC, they've made some updates to the DocuSign here. Last week, they made some update to the email campaign metrics are now available in email campaigns. Up here in the top right-hand corner where it says what's new, we can see what's next. So this way we can have an idea of, okay, this is what the labs team is working on. They're working on the campaigns dashboard, some designs for teams, Command MC. So there's some great ideas there. So I can kind of familiarize myself and say, okay, perfect, this is what's coming up. Scrolling down, we have tasks. So as a part of a smart plan or on an individual contact, you can set up tasks. So as a reminder for you to do certain things, certain amount of time after, having talked with a contact. So let's say you touch base with a contact and they're like, oh, hey, it would be really great if you could send me over a CMA for my neighborhood. I'm just really curious what's going on. I'd say, you know what, I would love to send that over to you. I will get that to you by Friday morning. When I'm typing in and updating my command contact card, I can create a task that says send CMA by Friday morning at 10 a.m. So that way, when I log into command, it'll say, Nick, don't forget to fill out yours, complete that CMA for that contact. And I can say, okay, perfect. This is my to-do list today. And then if I have any smart plans, it'll let me know any follow-ups I need to do for that. Just helps manage my workload so I can stay on top of everything without having to go into each individual contact card every single day to see what activities I need to do. You can also check off the tasks directly right here from within the tasks widget. To the right of that, we have Notepad. So if there's anything that you want to quickly jot down, an idea or something you want to post, you can go ahead and just click that and type that in here. Below here at the bottom, we have designs updates. So the labs team is always updating designs, especially for things that are going to be more seasonally relevant. So you can see here we have our fourth quarter magazine is available. We also have some Halloween images that you can use for any social content. So you can always check those out. But it will update all those new designs here. So always come and check those out as well. Now you may say to yourself, okay, Nick, like this is great. I like seeing all this information on my home screen when I log into Command first thing every morning, but my goals are just not as important to me. And my database health is just not, I don't really need to see that at the top. I really want to see my tasks front and center when I log in. Well, you have the ability to configure your home screen to have the information that's most important to you up at the top. So if you want to reorganize your home screen, you can come over here to customize home. It's a button in the top right-hand corner. Click on that. And on the left-hand side, it's going to show us all the available widgets that we have. So tasks, product updates, goals, design updates, database health, notepad, and recent leads. And then over here on the right-hand side, we can arrange those in any order that we want. Now you'll notice that some of these widgets are rectangles and some are squares. I don't know why they are shaped the way they are, but the rectangles can only move up or down. So let's say I want to have tasks at the top. I'm going to move tasks up here. And then I want to have my goals so I can see how I'm performing below that. And then my database health. And then I want my design updates to be second. You can just go through. Now you notice I can't move that to the left. It won't let me. So it's rectangles on the left, squares on the right. Put them in whichever order you want. And let's say you're like, you know what? I don't want the notepad. You can just uncheck it and get rid of it. So now it won't be on the home screen anymore. And I can click apply. It's going to update. Now you can see it's reorganized. I have my tasks up here at the top, then my goals, and then my database health. So I've just been able to reorganize this to what works best for my business. Any questions on any of the widgets on the home screen, or customizing those?
No, thank you so much for explaining that so well. I didn't know what, I had an idea of what some of those health things and the leads and stuff were, but I didn't know how to change them and everything. So thank you.
You are welcome. And then over on the left-hand side, really quickly, we have all the different applets. So I'm going to click on the KW logo in the top left-hand corner to expand this menu. You can see we have our contacts. So this is going to be your main CRM where you're going to put in all the contact information for your database, your sphere, names, email addresses. Below that's going to be tasks. So this will show you all the tasks that you've added for a specific contact, or if you just need to create a task for some work that you need to do, you can add that here. And there are separate trainings that go into each one of these applets in depth. I just want to provide just a quick overview right now. Below that, we have smart plans, and smart plans are going to be your drip campaigns that you can kind of like set it and forget it, and keep those touches moving on with your clients or your database throughout the year. Referrals, if you needed to send a referral to any other part of the country or you receive a referral, you can manage that directly here through Command. Opportunities are going to be your sales funnel and all the individual opportunities that you have for closing. This is where you're going to submit all of your documents for compliance review. Below that is campaigns, and this is going to be if you want to run a Facebook lead gen campaign, or you want to do an email campaign, anything that you want to do that's more advertising focused. Also, if you wanted to do a direct mailer flyer, you could do that here through campaigns. Below that is reports, and here's where you can set up your goals for the year, so your financial goals, and then how that breaks down into lead goals, conversion goals, all that information, as well as email performance. So how many people clicked on your email, how many people unsubscribed, all of that. Then we have designs. So if you want to create any marketing materials, you can do that within designs. That could be anything from a simple Facebook post to a listing presentation to a buyer consultation presentation, as well as the quarterly magazine. Everything, all the images and content that are in designs, you have full copyright permissions to use in any which way. Listings below that, this is still getting built out. And then we have consumer, and consumer is going to be where you build and update your agent website, your consumer mobile app, and build any landing pages. So anything that's going to be consumer facing will be down here in that consumer applet. So that is the overview of Command for this morning. What questions do you have? What can I clarify for you? Anything I can show you again?
I think I'm good for now. I'll have more questions, I'm sure, when we go into more detail on some of the other things in the next lessons.
Yep.
That was a great.
Perfect. All right. Well, Gina, if you need anything in the meantime, you know where to find me. Let me know what questions you have, and I'm always happy to help.
Thanks so much. You have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye-bye.